Michael, how do you make sure that the players aren't knocked sideways by Saturday and get straight back on the bike?
It's up to us to react, show the disappointment in a positive way, get a reaction from them. Poor 45 minutes, but there's not been too many of them, so just get on with it.
And you talked of the 90-minute performance being what's required. Does that, when you do that, does that become easier when you take your chances?
Yeah, football, I think everyone knows, is you don't need to be a rocket scientist. When you can't dominate a game for 90 minutes, it's impossible. You go and play against the best team in the world, you'll get a chance. We created several and we didn't score when we were on top, and they scored 3 in a 10-minute period when they were on top. That was the difference in the game. We weren't terrible. Well, we were excellent in one half and not so good in the next half. But you have to score when you're on top.
And you're back into the league. How important is it to remember that actually you've lost the fewest games of anyone in League Two?
Well, you don't need to remind me that. I find it slightly strange at the minute that people are trying to question a run of form and things like that. We've lost the least. We're in the top 7. Considering where we've been in the last few years, I think we're in a good place. Don't get me wrong, we want to go and win every game, but we're not overthinking anything. We know what, like I said, it was similar to the last week's game. Was similar to the last game we lost back in January against Tranmere. It was 1-0 up at half time. We were excellent, and then we conceded 3 in the second half. There's not been many of them. That's January I'm talking about now, so it's nearly a year ago. So we need to concentrate on what we do and concentrate and not worry about the outside world, the outside noise. We think we're okay, but we do need to turn up for 2 halves, and when we do get on top of games, put more chances away.
You've talked about Cheltenham having surprised a few people probably this season. Have Mansfield surprised you being where they are?
It's not always easy when they've got massive expectation, and that's difficult. They've probably not had the start that they'd have wanted, but they've still got good players. You look at the players that they've got proven at this level and the level above as well. So it's a difficult place to go. Obviously, the fans can go one way or the other. They can get right behind them, or if we can get on top and start, they might go the other way. So, but we can't really influence that until we implement what we do. If we don't do that, it can go the other way. So, is it surprising? Probably a little bit surprising. But you're always wary of a backlash.
And like you, they went out of the FA Cup this week, so looking to focus us on the league, presumably.
Yeah, they had a game on Tuesday night at Port Vale I went to watch. Obviously, there's quite a few changes, but just to get a feel for them. Obviously, Mickey knows them quite well because he was there for quite a long time. But they've got good players, and if the players turn up and they get back to what they were, then it will be a difficult day.
Yeah, not sure if Danny Rose will be playing, but Nicky Maynard definitely a threat as well.
Yeah, scored a lot of goals in the team that got promoted out the league as well. But he's not the only one. They've got lots and lots of good players. I think if you solely focus on him, they can hurt you in other areas.
Injuries? How's the squad? What's the latest on Ruben Reid?
Ruben's not as bad as what we first feared. So more of a twinge or a cramp rather than anything else. I'm not sure he'll be available for the weekend. Other than that, I think that's everyone okay, other than the Tavs and people like that.
Yeah, how is Tav progressing?
We're hoping he's going to join in training today, full training. So that's another positive. It's another one closer to affecting it. He's missed a lot of football, but he's had to work hard to come back from where he was, and he's had to spell out the team now. Had a little look at it, probably realigned what we want from a centre forward and what he needs to do, and hopefully he can come back and prove to us the player that we think that's in there.
When might he be able to feature? Would it be this side of Christmas, maybe?
I think once he'll get a couple of weeks training into him, he'll be available for selection. Then it's obviously trying to get minutes into him and whatever he or the team needs. So, but yeah, he should be available to be selected before Christmas.
Which is actually really good with the festive programme coming up this weekend in terms of your striking options. Obviously, as you said last week, the goals have dried up a little bit in open play, but I suppose it's everyone's responsibility to be creating those chances, isn't it?
Yeah, I think last week was probably one of the few weeks where we could say we missed quite a few chances, Before that, I was more concerned about the amount of chances we were creating. But I think Saturday we did create a lot of chances. But it'd be an opportunity for a couple of people to, if selected, put their hand up and stake a claim. Well, I want to stay in the team. And you do that, centre forwards, they're judged on goals, same as goalkeepers and defenders are judged on clean sheets. That's what people look at, their numbers.